Log update, 6 a.m. I haven't left this room for the last 12 hours. You can call me some cold pizza, yeah.
Nobody shares the difficult, horrible, embarrassing days when you're just starting out and trying to get your business going.
Bro, you had one job.
Bro, it got complex, yeah.
Okay, men det är helt gratis.
Det spelar liksom ingen roll.
But isn't that exactly what you and I, starting out on our entrepreneurial journey, want to see? None of your role models are going to help you with the hard parts. We're going to be sharing our day-to-day experiences as we start and pursue our business and lifestyle goals. In this episode, which is episode 1, we're going to be covering the mindset you'll need to get out of your comfort zone, and a couple of entertaining events and phone calls that we had throughout our first couple of weeks.
We went from 0 to 6 figures in 2 months.
All we had when we knew we wanted to start a business was an idea and a belief that this idea might work. Then after we decided on an idea, we just got to work. We had nothing. We didn't even know if we could provide the service that we were offering when we started making sales calls. Yes, understandable. I would add that quite a lot has changed. And when you're faced with this many challenges, it's just a question of where on earth do we start? And I think that's where a lot of people get stuck. And this video is for you. If you've had this idea that you believe could work and you've been wanting to turn it into reality, this is what it looks like. Previously, I tried to start one business with a guy from Stockholm, and I didn't know this guy. He ended up screwing me over a bit later on. But one thing I did take home from the experience was that you should avoid putting too much work into something that you don't understand. You should try figure out if it's something that's going to work. Now, imagine you're calling and trying to sell something, but you don't know what it is, and you don't know if you can provide it. That's what we decided to do.
The fear of rejection is just such a major hurdle. I think it prevents everybody from even trying.
Picking up the phone and making those first calls was scary. It was nerve-wracking.
Yeah, so now it's my turn. We're taking turns, one each.
I don't have sales experience. Neither does my brother. We were just collecting leads from the internet, which took hours, and putting them into an Excel sheet, waking up in the morning, dialing the first number, and just kept going as long as we could. It was quite apparent to us how much we had to learn already from the first couple of phone calls.
We're going to be recording all of these calls so that we can analyze it later and also share some of the stuff with you guys. Hej Anki, du pratar med Storm här, jag ringer från Joker's Edge.
Ursäkta?
Jag heter Storm, jag ringer från Joker's Edge.
We had an idea of what we wanted to do, an AI service for photography. So we told people that we're running a free trial, we're trying to get some free partners. And as you can imagine, it wasn't very compelling. Well, it wasn't compelling at all.
Said, webbsidor.
Det var 20 gubbe, men jag får ungefär 2 sådana förslag i veckan.
Ja.
Så att eftersom jag inte har valt att gå igång med någon så är det för att inte prioritera det.
Okej. Det är helt okej, men det är helt gratis. Det är helt gratis.
Det spelar liksom ingen roll. Någon måste ägna sig åt det.
We started making iterations very quickly, started improving the script, improving our dialogue, and we recorded everything so that we could go back and learn from it.
We're busy doing some market research. I just had a couple of questions for you if you have time you could answer.
I don't know about the market researching because people don't want to help you for no reason. They're thinking you just calling them to waste their fucking time and they're not going to get anything out of it.
But I think the first thing that occurred to us was a need for organization. We ended up with hundreds of leads and no idea who we'd called, when we promised to call back, if we'd send emails.
Christer. No, call Christer tomorrow at 12. We must read the notes.
Bro, you had one job, like.
Bro, it got complex, yeah, and now we've only at this number, yeah.
The second thing that happened was that we recognized that we needed a little bit of organization in our personal space.
Now, we're gonna make this office a little bit better for me because I'm sitting just on like a little working on a box.
We went ahead and made a couple of adjustments just to make our space a bit more professional so that we could take ourselves seriously. In addition to placing a new desk in the room, we built a lighting setup for the vlogging.
I'm just gonna make something in the shed. I want a
arm with 2 joints in it. And then somehow I need to make this thing height adjustable too. We're in a specialist here. Chris is a bit of a genius when it comes to making things work. And there's our lift and drop system, eh? We decided to stay consistent to our calling and just call every lead several times until something happened. And in hindsight, I see it as quite miraculous, but we actually managed to get a meeting.
I haven't left this room for the last 12 hours. You can got me some cold pizza, yeah. I got deliverables. I've had to learn like 3 new pieces of software tonight.
And unfortunately for me, that meant that I had to eat the cost of not having a portfolio ready and spend the whole night, 12 hours, pulling together a portfolio and learning 3 new pieces of software just so I could do it. I think they call that sweat equity.
Shadow on parts of the mountain. It's the same light that's coming.
Our ambition with this project was to create a business, to start to cultivate a lifestyle that's more in line with what we want to do. Our remote goals of this thing get put to the test real quickly because next week, cruise goes to Indonesia. We're racing for time as we're trying to settle our first client. We're going to show you in-meeting footage from our first client interaction and going to be sharing some tips around starting a business with an MVP, a minimum viable product. It's going to be full of tips and should be quite funny, so hit the subscribe button and we'll see you for the next episode. Hell yeah. Did you just fart? Oh, she just farted. Oh, oof, oof.